Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of our virtual review on the licensure examination for teachers, specifically in general mathematics. I am Sir Julius, your lecturer. Today we are going to talk about other fundamental concepts in mathematics as a continuation of our discussion during the first part of our lecture. If you want to watch the first part, please click the link below. Alright, so our first example is about the order of operations. Here's the problem. Find the value of 15 divided by 3 times 4 plus 7 times 8. Timer starts now. Okay, so time is up. In order to solve this kind of problem, which is the order of operations, we are going to use the PEMDAS. PEMDAS means parentheses, or you can say grouping symbols. E for the exponent. So you simplify first terms with exponent. And then we have multiplication or division from left to right. Okay. And then we have also the addition or subtraction from left to right. Okay, so the answer for this particular problem is letter D. Okay? So, using the PEMDAS, karamihan ng misconception dito sa order of operations, sabi daw kasi you are given MDAS, mauna yung multiplication sa division. But the MDAS means multiplication or division from left to right. So, since nauna yung division from left going to the right, so we are going to divide first. So, meaning 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. Okay, so 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. So times 4, then plus 7 times 8. And that's the time we are going to multiply. So 5 times 4 will give us 20. And then 7 times 8 will give you 56. And then you add. So 20 plus 56 will give us 76. Next problem is, what is the greatest numerical value? Timer starts now. Okay, so time is up. So one way to answer this problem is to change the fraction to decimal. Okay, ang tekniko dito ay hindi ko muna inuubos na i-solve or kunin yung decimal places ng fraction. For example, sa letter A, we are going to divide 3 by 8. So, since hindi pwede ang 3, we are going to add 0 here. But of course, kailangan natin maglagay ng decimal place. So, ano ang pwedeng i-multiply sa 8 para makakuha ng 30 or less than 30? So, I think that would be 3. So, you are given 3 times 8 will give you 24. Okay, and then you subtract, you are given 6. But if you notice, I will not continue muna. Pupunta muna ako doon sa 3/4. So, yung 3, i-divide ko by 4. So, hindi pwedeng i-divide ang 3 by 4 kasi maliit yung 3. So, we add 0. So, you are given 7. 7 times 4 will give you 28. And then, I-leave nyo muna yan. So, you are given 0.3, another one is 0.7. Then let's try to continue with letter C. So, 2/3, 2 divided by 3. Again, 2 cannot be divided by 3 because 2 is less than 3. So, you add 0 here and you put a decimal place there. So, ano yung i-multiply sa 3 to get 20 or less than less than 3? I think it's 6, diba? So, 6 times 3 is 18. So, huwag niyo munang i-subtract yan. And then you are given 5. You divide it by 6. So, you are given 0. No, not 0. Alisin muna natin ito. You add 0. But ano yung pwedeng i-multiply sa 6 to get 50 or less than 50? So, I think it should be 8 because 6 times 8 will give us 48. And then you subtract. So, yon. So, if you notice, hindi ko inubos. Okay? I-divide or i-perform yung operation hanggang sa makuha yung exact value. I just look for the first decimal place. So, this one is 0.3. 0.3. This is 0.7, 0.6, and 0.8. So, obvious na sa akin kung alin yung mas malaki. So, I think this would be letter D. So, bakit hindi ko inubos? Para hindi tayo mag-consume ng maraming oras. So, hanggang doon lang siya. But if you want, you can do that. Pwedeng i-continue yan hanggang sa maubos mo yung decimal places or yung equivalent decimal value ng fraction. Okay? Alright, so if we are going to continue dividing the numerator by the denominator, yung lalabas or ang kalalabasan ng decimal equivalent ay ito po. So yung 3 over 8 is 0.375 or 0.375. Ang 3/4 ay 0.75 or 75 hundredths. Ang 2/3 is 667 thousandths. Ang 5 over 6 is 833 thousandths or 0.833. So obviously, letter D is the largest numerical value or the greatest numerical value. So I just shared to you the technique na minsan kahit hindi mo na ubusin yung division or yung decimals. Okay? Pag makita mo na yung first digit, okay na muna yon, and then i-compare mo na para yung oras ay ma-save natin. Okay? So that's it. Okay, so next problem natin is about changing decimal to fraction. Which of the following fractions is equivalent to 0.12? A, 5 over 10, B, 3 over 25, C, 5 over 6, and D, 6 over 50. Timer starts now. Okay, so the correct answer for this problem is letter B, 3 over 25. So, paano natin ito gagawin? So, what we're going to do is just to get the decimal 0.12. If you notice, ang 0.12 has two decimal places. So, it follows that it has two zeros in the denominator. So, that means if you are given 12, just divide it by 100. So, two decimal places means two zeros in the denominator. Okay? For example, if you are given 0.5, it means one decimal place means 1 0. So, you are given 1 0, 10. Okay? So, 1 0 lang siya. So, 5 over 10 siya. Okay? If you are given, say, 0.123, or 123 thousandths. So just copy 123 and then 3 decimal places means 3 zeros. So you are given 1, tapos 3 zeros. So you are given 123 over 1,000. Here, in our problem, you are given 12. So 2 decimal places yan. So just copy the digits 1 and 2 or copy the number 12 and then divide it by 100, 2 zeros because 2 decimal places. And then, 12 is divisible by 4, 100 is divisible by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, 100 divided by 4 is 25. So since 3 over 25 is already in lowest term, this is our final answer. Okay, so here's another problem, changing decimal to fraction. But this time, the decimal is a repeating decimal. So ano kaya ang tactic dito? So which of the following fractions is equivalent to 0.363636? So 36 here is repeated. Okay, so A, 2 over 11, B, 4 over 11, C, 6 over 11, letter D, 1 over 36. Timer starts now. Okay, so time is up. The correct answer for this problem is letter B. Okay, so what is the technique in solving or changing decimal to fraction given the decimal is a repeating decimal? So one technique here is, or the easiest technique here is, just copy the digit being repeated or the digits being repeated. Kapag halimbawa ang digit na nare-repeat ay dalawa, like for example here, 36, then just divide it by 99. Pero for example, ang nare-repeat, 0.3333 and so forth. So ang nare-repeat ay isa lang na digit, that means 3. Just copy 3 and then divide it by 9. Okay? How about if you are given, say, 0.123, 123, and so on. So yung 1, 2, 3, 3 digits yung nare-repeat niya. So 1, 2, 3, just copy 1, 2, 3, then divide by 3 nines or 999. So ganun yung technique niya dito. So let's try to consider the given. Yung 36, i-divide natin by 99 kasi nga 36 or 2 digits ang nare-repeat, which is 36, 36, 36. And then we get the lowest term. 36 and 99 are obviously divisible by 9. So 36 divided by 9 is 4. And 99 divided by 9 is 11. So 4 over 11 is already in lowest term. So this is your final answer. Okay, so let us try to have another example, changing decimal to fraction. The problem is, which of the following fractions is equivalent to 3.888? So A, 39 over 8, B, 37 over 9, C, 35 over 9, and D, 11 over 3. Timer starts now. Okay, the correct answer for this problem is letter C, 35 over 9. So we are going to apply our previous technique. Okay, because in this case, makikita mo yung 8 dito repeated. Okay? Okay, so iwan muna natin yung whole number na 3. Let us try to consider muna yung 0.88, 0.888, and so on. Now, the repeated digit is 8. So, isa lang ang nare-repeat niyan. So, therefore, equivalent po yan sa 8 over 9. Now, since 8 over 9 is already in lowest term, okay na siya. That means, ang 3.888 and so on is just the same as 3 plus 8 over 9. Or, you can say 3 and 8 over 9. Since 3 and 8 over 9 is a mixed fraction, and sa choices is puro siya improper fraction, so we need to change this to improper fraction. And this is equivalent to, so that would be 3 times 9, di ba? So 3 times 9 plus 8. So 3 times 9 is 27 plus 8 is 35. Then just copy the denominator 9. So therefore, the final answer is 35 over 9. Okay, so we consider now adding and subtracting fractions and its rules. Okay, so the first rule is if you are given a fraction with the same denominator, what you are going to do is just to add the numerator and then copy the denominator. And of course, you need to simplify if possible. So, isi-simplify mo kung pwede pang i-simplify. Okay? Likewise, for the subtraction, same process. If the denominator is the same, just subtract the numerator and then copy the denominator. So in this case, if you are given a over b plus c over b, that is equal to a plus c over b. For subtraction, if you are given a divided by b minus c divided by b, that is equal to a minus c divided by b. And as I've said, if it can be simplified, i-simplify po natin. Okay, so for example, 3 over 18 plus 5 over 18. So if you notice, the same ang denominator niya. So what we are going to do is just to add the numerator, and we know 3 plus 5 is 8. And just copy 18. But 8 and or 8 over 18 is not yet in lowest term. So we need to get the lowest term of 8 over 18. And 8 is divisible by 2. 18 is also divisible by 2. So parang ang sistema niyan, 4 times 2, this is 8. And then 9 times 2, which is also 18. So 2 is the greatest common factor. Okay? And then you just cancel that. And you are given 4 over 9. Pero kung kaya nang i-mental na i-compute yan, mas maganda. So 8 divided by 2, for example, is 4. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then you have 4 over 9. Another example, suppose you are given 9 over 10 subtracted by 5 over 10. Same denominator, just copy the denominator and subtract the numerator. So we know 9 minus 4, or 9 minus 5 rather, is 4. Then copy the denominator 10. And 4 and 10 are both divisible by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So your final answer is 2/5. Now how about subtracting fractions with different denominators? So ito ang formula natin. Although we have the LCD concept, you can get the LCD of the fraction, but we have here a general rule that if you are given a over b plus c over d, then a times d, yan, plus b times c over b times d. Okay? So you can say a over b plus c over d is equal to a times d plus b times c all over b times d. Likewise, for subtraction, ganun din. But please be careful po. Ito dapat ang mauna. A times d is ad. B times C is BC, and then you put the subtraction sign or symbol all over B times D. So you are given BD. For example, suppose we want to add 3 over 10 plus 2 over 5. So using the rule, you can use this. 3 times 5 is 3 times 5 plus 2 times 10. So that's 2 times 10 all over 5 times 10, and that would be 5 times 10 equals, we know this is 15, we know this is 20 all over 50. And we know 15 plus 20, 15 plus 20 is 35 divided by 50. And 35 and 50 are both divisible by 5. So if we are going to divide this by 5, we have 7 over 10. So the correct answer here is 7 over 10. Okay? For example letter B, ito yan. 6 times 7, that would be 42. Then 8 times 5, that would be 40. So minus 40 na siya. Then 8 times 6 is 48. This is equivalent now to, we know 42 minus 40 is 2 all over 48. But 2 and 48 are both divisible by 2. So if we are going to divide 2 by 2, so you are given 1. 48 divided by 2 is 24. So the final answer is 1 over 24. So, but of course, the method for LCD can be used also. Halimbawa, yung dati nating problem, 3 over 10 plus 2 over 5. We know the LCD between 10 and 5 is 10, di ba? So 10. And then 10 divided by 10 is 1 times 3 is 3. Sunod, 10 divided by 5 is 2 times 2 will give us 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Then copy 10. So you're given 7 over 10 pa rin. So although dito mas madali talaga siya, no? Kasi it's already in lowest term. So let's try the second example using the LCD. The LCD between 8 and 6 is actually 24. Diba? The LCD between 8 and 6 is 24. So 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 7 is 21. Then 24 divided by 6 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And then 21 minus 20 is 1. Then copy 24. So the final answer is 1 over 24. So kung alin yung mas madali para sa inyo, then yun ang gamitin ninyo na solution or technique. Okay, so how about the rule for multiplying and dividing fractions? So here is the rule. If you are given two fractions, just multiply the numerator by numerator and then divided by, or I mean multiply the denominator by denominator. That means A over B times C over D means A times C divided by B times D. And then simplify if possible. For the division, you are given A over B divided by C over D. What we are going to do is just to copy the, we call this one as the dividend, and then we get the reciprocal of the divisor. So yung divisor natin is C over D. So get the reciprocal of that and then proceed to multiplication. And then ganun pa din. Multiply the numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. And then simplify if possible. Okay, so here is an example. Suppose you want to multiply 3 over 6 by 4 over 16. So yun yun. But ang technique ko dito, okay, I would like to share my technique to you. I-try nyo po muna na i-simplify before you multiply. For example, we know that 4 and 16 are both divisible by 4. So, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So, the lowest term of 4 over 16 is 1 over 4 or 1/4. Then, yung 3 and 6 are both divisible by 3. So, 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? That's the time you multiply after na ma-simplify. So, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. So, the final answer is 1 over 8. Okay? So, let's try another example. Suppose you are given 12 over 18 multiplied by 6 over 12. So, i-simplify po muna natin before tayo mag-multiply. For example, yung 12 dito, pwede mong i-cancel na. Or you can say 12 divided by 12 is 1. 12 divided by 12 is also 1. Then after that, yung 6 and 18. Obviously, 6 and 18 are both divisible by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Then you multiply. So 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So you are given now 1/3. Okay? Now, you may ask, pwede bang i-multiply kaagad saka mag-simplify? Well, of course, pwede yon. For example, sa letter A, you can have 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 16 is actually 96, di ba? 96. Kaya lang, kung makikita mo, yung 12 over 96, medyo mataas na ng konti. Kailangan natin i-simplify yan or i-lowest term. So, i-try natin. 12 is divisible by 4. 96 is divisible by 4 also. So, you know, this is 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then 96 divided by 4 is 24. Di ba? 24. Kaya lang, yung 3 over 24, pwede pa siyang i-divide by or i-lowest term. And 3 and 24 are both divisible by 3. So, 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. So, still, 1 over 8 pa rin yung sagot natin. So, okay lang naman. Kaya lang, sabi ko, the best way is you simplify first before you multiply so that we deal with the smaller number. Now, for division, example, suppose you want to divide or 5 over 6 divided by 8 over 3. Okay, so in this case, we know that we are going to get the reciprocal of the divisor. The reciprocal of 8 over 3 is 3 over 8. But you are going to proceed to multiplication. So from division, you proceed to multiplication after you get the reciprocal of the divisor. And then after that, ayan, pwede na natin siyang i-simplify. So kagaya ng ganito, 3 is divisible by 3 and 6 is also divisible by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then, saka mo i-multiply. So 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 8 is 16. So you are given 5 over 16. Letter B example. So this will be equivalent to 5 over 8 times the reciprocal of this. So 12 over 25. So if you notice, yung 5 tapos yung 25 parehas sila divisible by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Likewise, yung 12 and 18 or 12 and 8 are both divisible by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then, saka mo na i-multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. So, your final answer should be 3 over 10. Okay, so thank you very much for watching the part 2 of our review and abangan po ninyo ang part 3 nito. Okay, so please click the link below for the practice set. Sabi nga ni Canix, every practice was a learning process. So good luck everyone.